A powerful show of support. Several hundred people are gathered in the streets of Minneapolis tonight, burning candles, holding signs, singing and chanting, all honoring the life of a 37-year-old woman, a U.S. citizen who was shot and killed by an ICE agent today. Cell phone footage shows one angle of what happened.
What the f? What the f?
You heard 3 shots fired, a crash, and then witnesses running to help. The woman who was shot died at the hospital. The head of Homeland Security called that driver a domestic terrorist who was trying to run over an ICE agent. She says the agent who shot that woman saved his own life and the life of his partners.
It's very clear that this individual was harassing and impeding law enforcement operations. Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation, and took actions to defend himself.
And this is a new view of the aftermath. The police chief says that woman was not the target of the operation. Advocates say that she was there as an observer. The mayor of Minneapolis says that she was trying to get away from agents, not attack them. And he did not mince words with this message for ICE.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here.
Here's the latest tonight, and parents, you'll want to listen to this. We just learned that Minneapolis Public Schools has canceled class for the next 2 days out of an abundance of caution. The woman killed is 37-year-old Renee Good. She was a U.S. citizen and a Minneapolis resident, according to the city council. Homeland Security says the ICE agent was checked out at the hospital and is going to be okay. Despite the shooting, ICE says its largest operation ever will continue. We have live team coverage. First, let's go to our Uba Ali to walk us through this footage. Uba?
Amelia, while the investigation continues tonight on the ground, a battle over narrative on the national airwaves, video evidence is being dissected frame by frame, and not everyone is seeing the same thing.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
The officer was hit by the vehicle. She hit him.
2 stories, 1 death, and a growing divide in a city looking for answers.
You murdered someone, that's what you did.
Federal authorities say an ICE agent was forced to act in self-defense during a violent encounter. President Trump going even further, taking to X, accusing the woman of violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her, adding it's hard to believe he's alive. Mayor Jacob Frey pushing back, not mincing words.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
Adding fuel to the fire, witness videos circulating. In this video, you can see the woman in the maroon Honda Pilot waving for vehicles to go by. Seconds later, a silver truck pulls up, agents race up, ordering the woman to get out, trying the door handle before 3 gunshots. Another video shows the brake lights come on before the vehicle appears to move forward. Then shots rang out, and the SUV slams into a parked car.
Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation.
Witnesses think it could have been avoided.
She wasn't trying to hit him. He would have had to move into the direction that she was fleeing in order to be close to her at all.
And Governor Walz is asking the public to remain peaceful while the investigation unfolds.
They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your first...
Secretary Noem says that ICE agent was previously involved in a situation similar to this, where she says he was hit by a car. I'm told he did not discharge his weapon in that case. We're told he's home with family tonight. Amelia.
All right, Uba, thank you. Today's shooting stirred some strong emotions for those who call Minneapolis home.
What are we doing? What is our country? What is happening? My God.
These are our neighbors, and we didn't ask for these people to be here and to be, shooting people outside of our homes. So I think it's just a really community feeling of anger.
Just thinking that there's no way whatever this person did that they deserve to be killed for it.
Our Ashley Grams joins us now for more. That shooting happened today. And Ashley, I know people are still there paying their respects tonight.
Yeah, it's been over 12 hours since this shooting happened, and people are here not far from 34th and Portland. You can see that growing memorial there, candles, flowers, signs, and notes. Now, this vigil happened actually several hours ago, and we saw a wide range of emotions during that vigil. Hundreds of people stood shoulder to shoulder here in the street.
Let it shine, let it shine. In South Minneapolis, a growing memorial. Some making their voices heard through song, others chanting in the street.
The people, united, will never be defeated!
This tribute marks the spot where 37-year-old Renee Good was shot and killed by a federal officer Wednesday morning.
Say her name! Renee Good! Say her name! Renee Good!
As the sun set, the crowd grew. Hundreds of people standing shoulder to shoulder in the street.
This is a small gesture that grounds us and reminds us how we can support one another and acknowledge what we're sacrificing to protect our neighbors.
The wide range of emotions clear.
Anger, sadness, frustration.
Many people taking the moment to speak out against ICE and their tactics.
Saw the video. I just totally thought it was murder, plain and simple.
Though federal and local authorities are in dispute over whether that use of force was necessary. What's not in dispute? A community deeply impacted by this loss of life.
Passion, empathy towards others and towards what happened, for sure.
And there's another group here. They're just behind our cameras. You might be able to hear some of the chanting. They set up some makeshift fire pits, so it doesn't appear that this group is leaving anytime soon.
All right, Ashley, thank you. While most of today's protests have been peaceful, we have seen some acts of aggression towards law enforcement. Here you can see people appear to be throwing snowballs at them. Our cameras were also there as people pounded on a truck with federal agents inside. Governor Walz today announced that he has given the state's National Guard a warning order. That doesn't mean they're activated. It just means that they're making extra preparations in case they're called to help law enforcement keep the peace. The governor and Mayor Frey echoed the same message. They asked Minnesotans to exercise their First Amendment right peacefully and legally. Here's why.
Minnesotans, don't take the bait. Do not take the bait. Do not allow them to deploy federal troops into here. Do not allow them to invoke the Insurrection Act. Do not allow them to declare martial law. Do not allow them to lie about the security and the decency of this state.
They want us to respond in a way that creates a military occupation in our city. They want an excuse to come in and show the kind of force that will create more chaos and more despair.
Another ICE operation happened this morning nearby on Lake Street in Nicollet. Our cameras were rolling when federal agents pulled around the block, then stopped and faced a driver who appeared to be following them. A community member told us that 3 people were detained, but we have not been able to confirm that. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says that today's ICE shooting has not paused operations in Minnesota. During her visit today, she said that federal agents have made about 1,500 arrests in recent weeks. She was in town just yesterday as agents raided a St. Paul apartment building and took a man from Ecuador into custody. Federal officials claim the man is a convicted felon who is now wanted for murder and sexual assault. The man said that he was not aware he was wanted for any crimes. Here's another look now at the moving memorial for the woman shot and killed by an ICE agent. Hundreds continue to gather on the streets mourning and asking for accountability. But is there accountability to be had? Senior investigative reporter Jennifer Merrily asked an expert about when ICE agents are allowed to use deadly force.
This is the Department of Homeland Security's current policy on the use of force. It states that officers can resort to deadly force only when necessary and when a law enforcement officer has a reasonable belief that the subject poses an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. It's important to note deadly force cannot be used to stop someone who is fleeing, but it is authorized when an officer believes that someone who's trying to escape poses a serious threat to the officer or others. Use of force expert Peter Johnson told me the street is not the place to challenge a federal agent's orders.
The danger is when we, as a society, craft a narrative around it's up to me to decide when I comply with law enforcement. We have a judicial system specifically in place to air your grievances. If the agent or officer was wrong for the traffic stop, any traffic stop, that is where the fight takes place, not on the roadway.
The Minnesota BCA and the FBI will now pore over those eyewitness videos and likely interview the ICE agent about his mindset. The Homeland Security Secretary said he followed his training. State leaders demanded a full yet speedy investigation to ensure what they called accountability and justice. Jennifer Merrily, WCCO Investigates.